A dropped glass shatters. Iron bridges slowly rust. Stars burn through fuel and die. The universe demands everything eventually breaks down. Yet you are a highly organized machine that successfully resists this decay every single second of your life. This relentless breakdown is governed by the second law of thermodynamics. The law introduces a concept called entropy, which is the measure of disorder in a physical system. You can think of entropy as a hidden, universal tax. Every time matter interacts or energy is transferred, a small fraction of order is permanently lost. This diagram shows the statistical reality of matter. When high-energy particles are clustered together, they naturally bounce and diffuse outward into random configurations. Eventually, any closed physical system reaches thermodynamic equilibrium, a flat, uniform state where energy is so thinly spread out that no more work can be done. A lifeless mountain slowly erodes into dust because it has no mechanism to fight back against this scattering effect. A plant, however, pulls scattered raw materials directly out of the air and soil, locking them together into complex sugars, rigid stems, and delicate leaves. This creates a deep friction. If the universe is locked into a one-way path towards disorder, life represents a stubborn countercurrent. We don't just resist decay, our entire existence is built on moving in the opposite direction. In 1944, the eminent quantum physicist Erwin Schrödinger wrote a monograph titled "What is Life?" He pointed out this exact contradiction, arguing that living things must somehow avoid the inevitable decay into atomic chaos. The solution to this paradox lies in the boundaries of the system. The second law of thermodynamics dictates that entropy must increase in an isolated system, a sealed environment where nothing gets in or out. But biological organisms are open systems. We continuously pull resources from our environment. In the 1960s, chemist Ilya Prigogine expanded on this by studying what he called dissipative structures. He proved that if you push an open system far enough out of balance by pumping a constant stream of energy through it, intricate order will spontaneously emerge from the chaos. A living cell operates as a localized insurgency against the universe. It acts as a microscopic engine, constantly absorbing highly concentrated, low-entropy energy, like incoming sunlight or chemical nutrients, and forcing its own molecules into tightly regulated, highly specific structures. Life survives by exploiting this thermodynamic loophole. By constantly eating what Schrödinger termed negative entropy, an organism secures the exact fuel it needs to maintain its internal structure and stay one step ahead of total equilibrium. But physics always balances its books. To maintain pristine internal order, the organism must export the resulting disorder into the wider universe. Mapping this reveals the cost of survival. High-quality energy enters an organism, which then violently ejects a massive cloud of chaotic heat waste. Scaled up, absorbing power to run global cities dumps immense volumes of this chaotic heat waste straight into our atmosphere. Plants, animals, and industrial societies are incredibly effective at capturing and routing energy. Driven by structural complexity, a forest or a metropolis will burn through the sun's energy far more rapidly than a barren stretch of rock ever could. The tragic irony of our rebellion is that biological resistance actually makes the universe age faster. In our struggle to remain ordered and alive, we act as the cosmos' most highly efficient engines for generating chaos. This localized resistance is fierce, but it is not perfectly efficient. No matter how much energy we consume to rebuild our tissues, the universal tax slowly breaches our cellular defenses over the decades. Harvard researcher David Sinclair frames this microscopic decline through the information theory of aging. He proposes that entropy doesn't immediately destroy our raw DNA. Instead, it scrambles the epigenetic instructions, the precise chemical tags telling cells how to read that DNA. Think of your genome as a pristine, compact disk. Over a lifetime, thermodynamic wear and tear acts like glowing red scratches across its surface. The underlying data remains completely intact, but cellular machinery loses the ability to read the tracks. Genes misfire, tissues slowly lose their specific functions. Aging is the physical manifestation of entropy infiltrating the biological rebellion as the universe slowly and inevitably collects its cosmic debt. This thermodynamic limit extends far beyond human biology. Stars eventually burn through their hydrogen reserves, galaxies slowly drift apart, and even hypothetical, hyper-advanced civilizations face an absolute ceiling on the energy available to them. In the 1970s, Stephen Hawking proved that not even the most massive gravitational structures in the universe are immune. Over trillions of years, black holes will slowly leak subatomic particles, evaporating entirely into the void. Eventually, the cosmos will arrive at its final stage, the heat death. This is the moment of maximum entropy. Every remaining particle will be evenly distributed across a dark, expanding vacuum, and temperatures will settle just a fraction of a degree above absolute zero. Once absolute thermodynamic equilibrium is reached, no heat can flow and no work can be done. The physical machinery required to sustain any kind of organization will freeze. The insurgency of life will be permanently extinguished. That final cosmic silence is a mathematical certainty. Yet it frames our current existence in a profoundly beautiful light. The relentless, destructive march of entropy is the exact mechanism that forces energy to flow, providing the necessary canvas for life to occur in the first place. We are localized anomalies. We are fleeting sparks of order burning brightly against an impossibly vast backdrop of decay. The fact that we must eventually succumb to equilibrium is precisely what makes the few moments we resist it so miraculous. Life was never meant to permanently defeat physics. Our purpose is to stand in the face of absolute chaos, to maintain our intricate, defiant order, and to shine beautifully before the universe finally goes dark.